this way. Lily. God, these animals. It's a zoo. Hi. I know you just want scratchies. Okay. Should I clap again or? Oh, our life is a mess. I don't know what I want this video to be. I really don't. Life has been weird. If you couldn't already tell by the hecticness of this intro. Yeah, so I've been gone for a little while. It's been a minute. I have been in such a weird place. I wanted to make a video, I know, to come back into the space. It's been a while. I feel like probably like a year, or almost a year. And I wanted to have a video as like a buffer or just something kind of explaining what's been happening, because a lot has happened. First of all, I got married. I think I did a video after the wedding. I am not quite sure. I can't really remember. It's all been such a blur. I cannot believe it's already been a year since we've gotten married. It's crazy to think. But we also, obviously, let me talk about this. We're in a new place. We have a new location. Tony and I moved out of our apartment back in, gosh, I think it was February of this year. So we've been here for almost a year, and we moved in with his parents. It's been, like I said, hectic. It's been crazy. Life has been weird. We, along with, I think a lot of other people, are in this situation of just rent is ridiculous. We can't buy a house because the rates are crazy, and the houses were selling like hotcakes for way more than they were worth, and it was just not a good situation. So we know that we wanted to live in a house, so we knew that we needed to save money. We couldn't save money if we were paying rent at our apartment, and rent was continuing to go up as it is literally everywhere, and it's gotten pretty bad. So like a lot of other people, I feel that are in our generation are in the situation of needing to save money. And so they're moving in with parents, family members, siblings, like anybody that you can to save money. And that's our situation right now. And it's been great. I'm so grateful to have in-laws that would allow us to do this. But obviously there's been a little bit of adjustments because Tony and I are so used to having our own space and having little ways of doing things and running our house. And obviously moving in with basically roommates again is an adjustment. So we've had to make some adjustments, and I think that has been a big factor of why I haven't really filmed anything either, because we have been trying to figure out this new dynamic, this new way of living in somebody else's house, but it's still our home too, with family. And it's, like I said, it's been fantastic to be able to get to spend more time with them and be able to save money. And like I said, we're super grateful for that. But it's also been, like I said, an adjustment of trying to figure out our place in everything and our place in this world. So I think that's a nice little segue into also this little bit of a block that I've had, that I think a lot of people in our generation, or anybody in this age, I should say, not just, millennials or anything, but I think when you reach this age of, your late 20s, kind of approaching 30s, and even in your early 30s, it's trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And I feel like people talk about it, but we don't really talk about it. And that's also why I wanted to make this video, is to give you guys an update, but to also be super transparent and vulnerable, because not only with the adjustment of getting married and then moving in with in-laws and essentially roommates again, but I'm also going through this period of, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I have been struggling with this for a couple of years now. So it hasn't just been this last year. This past year has been really where I've really hit a roadblock and been wanting to figure it out. And I felt so stuck. And I felt like I have been kind of floundering around and trying to figure out what it is that I want and what do I want out of life what is my purpose of being here? And it's been hard. A lot of breakdowns, a lot of emotional turmoil happening within myself, and then also kind of bleeds out into my relationships with family and friends and Tony, my husband. Lots of long, difficult conversations that sometimes you don't want to have, but you kind of have to. Kind of a roundabout way. So breakdown of everything, essentially. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. For the longest time, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be in theater. That was my goal. I went to college with the sole purpose of majoring in theater and becoming an actress and doing the thing. Got to college, realized, you know what? I don't like auditions. I hate them. They are stressful and I don't want to do it. So I realized, you know what? If that's what most of this job is going to consist of, I don't think I want to do this. So I kind of pivoted into another field of event management. Still got my theater degree, wanted to go into events, be a wedding planner, wanted to try out doing conventions and cons and all this kind of stuff and planning that kind of thing. Along the way to kind of realized I wanted to open up a music venue. I thought that would be really fun. I love music. I love supporting small artists, and I loved going to, backwater, like rundown places to see bands and support them and discover new music. And it was so much fun and so fascinating. I was like, this is what I want to do. Went on, got my master's in arts management, knew that's what I wanted to do, wanted to work in music industry, tried it out for a little while, loved the music scene in Chicago when I was there getting my master's, and then moved out to LA to be with Tony while he was finishing his master's, and realized I didn't like the music scene in LA. It was too cutthroat. It was not for me. I didn't like it. I don't want to do it. So was trying to pivot again. Pivoted into books, because books was a place and a space that I loved, and it has always been a part of me. And it was something I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. Let me go back to basics and figure out what it is exactly I want to do. Tried the book industry for a little while and realized as an agent, it wasn't for me. I couldn't advocate the way that I wanted to. I didn't have the time or the energy, because I couldn't do agenting full-time just yet, because obviously I couldn't make a living off of that. So it was part-time while working a full-time job, and it got to be way too much, way too fast, and I felt again like I was floundering. And it got so much to this point of, honestly, as an agent, you read a lot of crap. And that's part of it, because you're going through the slush pile and you're reading stuff people have sent to you. You're trying to find the diamond in the rough. And obviously along the way, you're going to read a lot of duds. You're going to read a lot of stuff that's not that great and that's not ready just yet. Along the way, I kind of lost my joy in reading and didn't even want to read good published work that was out. And don't get me wrong, not everything that's published is good. I'm just going to say that right now. It was a lot of dealing with that side of it, and it felt more like work versus something that I enjoyed. And so I realized I don't know if I should be doing something then that was a hobby that I enjoy and love and make it a career. Some things can just remain as hobbies, and that's okay. So then pivoted again and went to a completely different route, which is where I had another breakdown of, can I do this? Do I want to do this? Because I realized I love animals, and I have always been surrounded by animals, love them, wanted to work with them, wanted to try to do something like that. So currently now I actually work at an animal clinic in Orlando, and I'm loving it. It's so much fun, but it is stressful. It's a new level of stress that I've never experienced before as an artist. Obviously, artists, we stress a lot about everything, but when it comes to this kind of work, it is kind of life or death sometimes. And while it's animals and, not people, it's still somebody's family member. It's still somebody's loved one, essentially. And sometimes it's their children. It's the only child they may ever get to have. And so I don't ever want to downplay anybody's emotions when it comes to animals, because I especially know too what it's like to lose family, and because they are family. I know I'm rambling. This video is probably going to be way too long. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a roadmap of like what's been going on in my head, and why I have been so MIA is because I have been bouncing around trying to find my way in life, and I still haven't found it yet. Working at the animal clinic, I was wanting to try to be a vet. and go into vet school, but I knew that I wanted to test the waters first, work at a clinic, be hands-on in it, and really get down and dirty to see if this is something I want to do, obviously before spending all this money trying to go to vet school and all this stuff, and you need experience anyway, and I'm just realizing I don't think that's really the path for me either, and that's been a huge adjustment in my brain as well, because I left my perfectly good job at a university that was paying decent, had great benefits, and I actually had some free time doing that job, to now going into something where I feel like I have zero free time because it's so far from where I live and it doesn't pay me as much, and it's super stressful, and I'm working long hours because of it, obviously, because it's an industry that you have to be, I don't want to say because my job is not on call, but you have to be ready and you have to be always paying attention. You have to be good at details. You have to pay attention, and you have to be alert. You cannot just let things slide. And not that I let things slide in my other jobs, but it's more at stake here. And so it's been a new level of stress for me too, to kind of understand and realize about myself and how I handle it. And it's been an adjustment. And then especially realizing that, I don't think vet school is for me. I don't think being in this industry is really for me. As much as I'm loving it, I am loving my coworkers. I am loving the camaraderie that we have and the experiences that we're sharing together because of this, the stress that we all get under, but also the triumphs that we see along the way and that we get to celebrate with these clients and the patients, and seeing their animals recover sometimes is like the most wonderful thing I think I've ever experienced. And there have been, I think in this industry, you get really high highs and then really low lows. And sometimes there's in-betweens, but most of the time it's one or the other. And that's been an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. It is not for the faint of heart, this industry, even if you're just working at the reception desk like I am. But I want to train to be a tech because I'm still enjoying it for the time being. Where does that take me now? I really don't know. All I know is that I have missed making videos. I have missed talking about books, and I have surrounded myself even more with more book people, and I'm realizing how much I miss this little corner of the internet. I miss BookTube, I miss Bookstagram, I'm discovering Book Talk, and I'm getting way more into it and have just been blown away by the content that people are creating, and I want to jump into that. And I've started to a little bit. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should go follow me over there. It's the same username, Shauna's Golden Journal. Where this is going to take me, I really don't know, but I hope you join me, because all I want to do is, like I said at the beginning of this, be as transparent as possible and be as vulnerable as possible, because I don't think enough people talk about this journey. I want to take you guys along with it with me, because I've got some plans in the works. Will I keep it secret? Probably not, because I'm not good at keeping secrets. But all I know is I miss making videos. I miss talking about books. I miss making funny videos with Tony or Natasha, or even starting to bring new people in and just make crazy videos where we talk about books and gush about book boyfriends and all the smutty scenes. And fun fact, I've gotten Tony into reading a little bit now. Not a whole lot, but he's dabbling a little bit and he's getting into the smutty scenes, and it's really funny. So we may have some reaction videos for that, for some of the books that he's reading. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. Yeah, I think that's really kind of all I want to say in this video. Just know that it's going to be fun. I'm going to try to make it as fun as possible, and we're going to figure this out. Life is hard. Life is weird, and we shouldn't do it alone. Just know that you're not alone. You want me to scratch you? So, I think that's it. Come with me on this journey. It'll be interesting, to say the least. May not always be the happiest, but it's going to be real. And that's all that I have ever wanted to have on my channel. If you want to follow, like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it amongst your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. Comment down below if you are in the same boat as me, because it's nice to know none of us are alone in this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Recorded. You came out of your diaper.